Hello and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am called Harpy, and today we will be doing some more flower practice. So last stream, I got started on practicing drawing some species of flowers, which I haven't really had practice drawing per se. And especially learned about a couple of new variants of flowers that I've never seen before. So with that being said, there were a couple of flowers that I thought I could do better at, so we'll be doing some redemption practice as well today. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and move on to the main camera. So there's actually nothing to see just yet. Usually I like to have some sketches ready beforehand, but I thought this time around, since I feel like the sketching phase for some of these flowers, they can be like fairly simple and straightforward, that I can probably get through the sketch part pretty quickly and just get to the inking and coloring, which is going to be the main part. And just to show you guys, these are some of the past practices that I did. We have the whirling butterflies, the daffodil, rose, carnation, and buttercup. So those are some of the ones that we did previously. And I'm thinking I'd like to start off with hydrangeas first, because I think they're super pretty, and I think I was onto something last time, but the colors came out a little too dark, and in the end of it all, it didn't quite look like a hydrangea at the end. It looked more like a circle of grapes. So we're going to try and fix that. So I'm thinking if we start off with something like this, and we'll map out a decent amount of flowers like so. I'm just gonna have to do a couple layers of these, I think. Most of the practice is just trying to figure out what is the order of operations to get the desired result that I want. It doesn't have to be super duper perfect or anything, but thinking it's gotta at least kind of make a little bit of sense. But I hope you're all doing well. I just fed the Borbs a whole bunch of apple slices earlier today, so they're very happy. It looks so delicious, I had some myself. Okay, I think that's a decent start for a hydrangea sketch. Let's see if that works out. Thinking this purple might do, at least to start us off, because I am going to be working with purples and blues again. This is a slightly bigger canvas than those tiny circles that I was working on before, so I'm hoping this helps me figure out how I want to go about doing these in the future. Hey Nara, welcome, welcome. Hope you're good. Yeah, I've been doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. So, as you can see, we've only just started working on the hydrangea practice. Speaking of practice, I've actually decided to try and learn how to use a sewing machine. You know, because, everyone has clothes and fabric type stuff, and these days, sometimes it is cheaper to just try to mend what you have. Uh-oh. Is my PNGtuber not moving? Uh-oh. Oh goodness. Okay, well... There we go. Much better. Just frustrated at RNG. Got yourself a cup of coffee. Thank you. But yeah. You need to get some thread and we'll work on one of your pairs of pants. Yeah! Don't you hate that? It's like you got a nice reliable pair of pants and then one day you just find there's a hole in it in a very, very unfortunate place and you're like, oh man. I gotta get that sewn up. Luckily, I'm a creator, so I can just poof some thread and just try and work that. And you might be wondering, if you're a creator, why would you need to be able to mend your own fabrics? And I'm just like, it's the principle of the thing. I like learning new things sometimes, okay? Sometimes I don't feel like poofing everything. Sometimes that's just not fun. And it's fun to learn new things. And I definitely felt that way when I was learning how to use a sewing machine. Because that's one thing that I realized is yes, technically if you have a manual that you can just read the instructions for and just kind of fumble your way through, then yeah, sometimes that's all you need. But for some skills, it helps to be able to have a safe area where it's okay to just mess up and have fun messing up. You know? And I think I kind of missed that. Just having a safe space to mess up and then have a new skill that you learn just because you were able to have that freedom. A button popped off your pants. Oh no. Most of yours are on the thigh. It can be fun learning new things and getting out of your usual comfort zone. There's a reason it's trial and error, not trial or error. Exactly. Exactly. And if you want another bit of rambling from the Borb, Like, there was a time when I thought it's like, oh, art is easy. Just pick up a pencil and just start drawing, and eventually once you like just keep drawing, you'll get better at it and you'll be at the place you want to be. But I'm also starting to think, like, I'm starting to see why that may not happen for some people who try art. Because I think, like, my current analogy for what I think is happening is that the road to, like, improving on art is the same path, but that same path feels different for everyone. Like, everyone can start with a pencil and paper, but the process doesn't feel the same for everyone. For some, it feels like, oh cool, I can draw a little circle, I can draw a square, and then I can start applying all that I'm doing and do it into more, complex shapes until, oh look, I can draw a person. And for some people, it just feels bad, or it just feels like not coming as easily to them. So it's just like, this is horrible. Why would anyone want to do this? And yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe that's where some people are coming from. That they think art is a chore, when to others, they actually enjoy the process and it's a whole part of it. Need to break out the sketchbook and pencils and practice more. Only real skills lay in singing, cooking, and photography. I mean, those are really great skills to have. Like, yeah, cooking especially, photography is, like, really cool. Like, especially when you get into the nitty-gritty of how, like, you position, the lighting, and, like, framing of things. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that I haven't thought about until I, like, learned more about photography. And singing, I used to think that I was just like, I just can't sing. Like, some people, I thought, it's kind of like how people think of drawing. It's like, oh, I can only just go to this level and that's it. I can't improve. Like, I thought there was some notes that I just can't hit without, like, being all squeaky. But then I realized that, oh, actually, if I, like, just, like, relax more and, like, stay hydrated, I can actually sometimes hit those notes. And it's like, oh, wow, maybe I can actually sing. But yeah, all that to say that those are still great artistic skills and things to have. So, but it's like how we were saying earlier about, like, trying new things or just improving skills that maybe aren't your go-to. Okay. So I want this one, and this one, and this one. So I think what I'll do is I think I'll attempt to go dark to light in some spaces. So basically, I'm picking the spaces where there is no like flower that's actually like attached to it. So all the spaces in between the flowers. That's what I'm gonna try and color. Okay. I missed a few spaces because I always do. Yeah, I have seen plenty of your photography shots. The ones that are postcard worthy, yeah. All about the angle, the lighting, the perspective when taking shots with photography. Timing is also important, yeah. Especially like when you're dealing with stuff that's in motion or just the time of day, yeah. It came from the newest Warframe update, and I'll be first to admit you can sing more hymnal songs. I get better and faster than more energetic ones. Well, that's cool. Okay, so I have that, but now I'm thinking. That I'm going to try and just do little bits of shading here and there. And I'm also gonna try and put in just a bit of red in some places. Reddish and reddish purples, just to see if I can layer that and get a good effect going. But we'll see. I'm thinking I want to try and keep all the reds kind of condensed towards the center. then I'm gonna go back in with a dark purple. Once again, I'm going to keep the dark purples closer to the center. Then we'll start with the light purples and see if we can't kind of lighten it up and also just kind of smush the colors around a bit. Might have lost the plot a little bit. But that's okay. That's why this is practice. Then I can go back in with the white gel pen. Just try to bring back some of those in the center. But it's not quite doing it, and I don't know if it's because I keep losing the line art in the center. Like maybe the purple wasn't such a good idea. Maybe I should have started with black. And hey Alpha, welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. I was just at a stream earlier today. I was working on some really nice art earlier. So, if you ever happen to be on Twitch, try to look them up. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was still working. Just gonna be lazing here till I go to bed. Yeah. I mean, that's perfectly what this stream is for. It's nice, it's chill. You can just look about, listen to some music, listen to me yap and draw. And, just hang out. It's all good, it's all chill. We were just talking earlier about how it's nice to go out of your comfort zone sometimes to learn new skills. Like, for instance, I've learned how to use a sewing machine because I have fabrics and such that I would like to be able to know how to mend on my own. I'm just gonna check out a few things. Think I might be slowly starting to see where I'm going wrong with this. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try some Snapdragons again. Because those are important. Especially since I have a comic called the Snapdragon Club. I should really learn how to draw Snapdragons. And even from references, for me, it's kind of really hard to tell, like, all the different parts of the Snapdragon. I think, from what I'm understanding, is that there's 2, like, upper lip type petals, and then 3 lower lip petals. Because I know that they have a little opening in the center where you can go, ah, and then you see the little stem inside. that'll be a good starting point. And then I'll go ahead and do a black outline. See what that does for me. Getting outside my comfort zone just means drawing or cooking something I haven't tried before. Yeah, I mean, that's always a good way to start. Just trying anything new is, usually pretty good for you. Especially if you can, try and learn new things in a safe environment where it's okay to mess up. That's always the best. Also, quick volume check. Hoping that the music isn't too loud. Scared for a second because I couldn't remember if this was the pen that was going to smudge or it needed a little bit more time to dry. But I think we're okay. Okay. I think the snapdragons weren't the problem, it was just the way I was coloring them. Which, I think that may be the running theme of, how I'm doing these flowers. That the inherent drawings aren't the problem so much as the way I'm coloring them. There are many secrets that these alcohol markers have yet to tell me. That's okay. I actually forget which leaves that the hydrangeas have, so the leaves are going to be a bit inconsistent, but I'm not really focusing on the leaves and stem so much as I'm trying to focus on how to draw the actual bunch of flowers. Music is all good. Thank you, thank you. I'm also trying to experiment with things on Stream Elements, so hopefully things stay okay. And that I don't accidentally break anything. Okay. Maybe I'll rename the stream to the one where Harpy learns to dislike hydrangeas. Because I think the thing about drawing these is that I'm disliking drawing all the tiny flowers. It's like I like how they look, but I'm not sure if this is a process I like. So maybe these aren't the type of flowers I should be doing, or I should just focus on drawing way more simplified versions. Which I thought I was already doing the simplified version, but maybe it needs to be more so. Like if we were going to have close-ups of hydrangeas, then sure, maybe I'd, you know, go ahead and just do that, but I think for like background purposes, there would definitely just be more like colorful dots with tiny lighter dots in the center. That's probably what I would end up doing. So basically what I'm trying to do now is decide where my light source is. So so that way I can decide which side the shadows would be and how deep the shadows are gonna be. So I'm thinking with the shadows kind of being around here-ish. That could be just enough for the shadows to do that. And then just kind of toy around with the reds in here again, because I think they do add some nice visual interest. Then I'm gonna grab the dark purple and just kind of fill these in while leaving the centers alone. More or less. Then I'll go back in with the lighter purple. getting there, I don't think. I think I was actually kind of closer with my first attempt, funnily enough. I mean, they're both interesting. I think either way I would have to go back with the white gel pen because I think it just adds more texture to the centers. Okay. Now that I'm looking at it, like if I like put it further away, I think maybe the second attempt might actually be better. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do? Actually, there was another flower that I was thinking of trying out. Let me just see if I can find some resources for it first. Yeah, I think these ones are called 4 o'clocks. And they got some interesting, like, tiger stripe tie-dye effect going on their petals, so that could be fun. Also, I think I need to refill this one, so... And hey, Fayrox, welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. How you doing? We've been doing a little flower practice. We did 1 snapdragon and 2 attempts at hydrangeas. This was the first attempt and this is the second. And I think I am happy with how the second one came out. That might be how I just end up coloring hydrangeas from now on. But yeah, right now I'm going to I think what I'll do is I'm going to refill my marker first because I think this one is getting a little bit dry. And then I'm going to attempt to draw some, I think they're called 4 o'clocks. But they've got like this interesting tie-dye effect going on with them. I love the second one. I'm well making a list of tools needed on camera repairs. Ooh, nice. And for those watching the VOD later, I'm gonna ask that you leave a comment and tell me if you're learning anything new for the start of the new year. Earlier I was talking about how I learned to use a sewing machine for the first time. The flowers are looking pretty today. Nice work. Thank you. It would be great if I could fill the creator's garden with all sorts of different varieties of pretty flowers. That would be wonderful. I've had the sketchbook for about a year now, maybe a year and a half. I keep misplacing it and forgetting about it till I find it again. Oh no. Well, hopefully you don't misplace it again. Unless you've already done so, then whoops. Okay, I think that should be enough ink for now, and if not, I can always refill it later. I think it's somewhere nestled by a bed, slipped down a few weeks ago, and haven't retrieved it from there. Need to figure out where I left the colored pencils after that. I think they're still in the moving box. Ah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering if that worked. Yay! Stream elements can fish now! Oh, that's fun. Okay. I am far too amused by this. But yeah, that's mostly just because, like, for the fishing minigame, like, all that gold accumulates, so then I would be able to, like, buy, like, items to help make the fishing game more interesting, like, in between streams, because I still don't know how to properly, like, buy items during streams, so... So I just have to buy the items off stream, and then I can use them to, like, boost everyone's fishing endeavors. The bot is learning the time-honored art of fishing. Just like Einar from Palia. If you know, you know. My practice sketches are super rough. A lot of lines. I mean, that's how a lot of my sketches are, to be honest, too. Like, if there's something that I'm not, like, familiar with, if it's a subject I'm not familiar with, or I just have no idea how I want to start the drawing, how to start the drawing in the first place, then yeah. Mine would also have a whole bunch of lines just everywhere. Anyways, I need to get my reference back up again. Okay, so these are like poppy looking, very circular petals. And I want to draw the petals like kind of big for this one, just because I think the patterns on the petals, the patterns on the petals themselves are very interesting. Also, what am I doing? There's 5 petals. There's 5. So I gotta... Can I get away? With something like these, maybe, for the colors. Just a novice still, very much in the rough, barely beginning stage. Well, that's kind of where I'm at with the use of the sewing machine as well. Like, usually, if I wanted to sew something up, I would have to do it by hand, and for like smaller areas, I would probably still try to do it by hand. But I think it's useful to have like the sewing machine knowledge, just so if there's like bigger ribs, or I just really like need a straight line, or you know, something that I just would require the use of that, I think is useful to have. So let's see, maybe if I go like that. It's like I'm putting this down and I'm like, I don't know why, but it's giving me Kratos. Kratos looking flower. This is what happens when I use red. This is technically supposed to be coral pink, but it looks more like a red, and I am basically out of pink at the moment. Or at the very least, I have very, very little amount of pink, or good amount of pink. I did just order some inks. I'm not sure when I'll get that. Interdimensional like delivery times is kind of hard to gauge. They look good, thank you. I'm trying. But that's all we can never ask. Well, they're definitely interesting. I am slowly but surely working on like several projects at once. Like, I'm still trying to sketch out pages for the Actress's Tale comic. I am also in the sort of like script making stages of the comic I plan to do next, which I think I'm probably gonna call like The Librarian's Tale or something like that. I have a lot of things that I need to account for in that because that's gonna be a lot. And then there's a couple of like stream just some stream things that I plan on making. Now that we've established that that works, I think I'm going to put that back. You don't want stream elements to start spamming too much, so I'm going to make it take a break from fishing. Speaking of breaks, I am going to take a quick break to get some hydration, and then we'll see what else we can draw up. So I will be right back, and in the meantime, if you like the art that you're seeing and you're interested in the stories that I plan on telling, I hope you'll consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And if you're feeling super generous, I do have a Ko-fi link right up there, in which you can donate to buy me a boba, or you can become a visitor of Sanctus and get a borb attributed to your username, or you could also buy some stickers. I think the most relevant sticker to show off would be the Forest Guardian, as she's the one who basically makes all sorts of different plants that are found in the Enchanted Forest in Sanctus. Though there is Farmhand, who cannot create like seeds on their own, but can basically like alter and propagate them to the best of their ability. And of course, Ruby Merchant kind of has a well, it was supposed to be a rose, but I don't know. Is it more rose or a red carnation? No, I'm not sure. Since I've actually started looking up what flowers look like, I'm not sure if it's either. I think it might be a completely different flower entirely. If you're watching the VOD, even comment what you think this flower is supposed to be, because, yeah. Considering I recently drew flowers, and this is how I drew a rose. And this is how I drew a carnation. Anyways. Yes. Lovely stickers. All really cool. Thank you for letting me do my plug. But yes. Got a little sidetracked. I will be taking that break now. So I will be back, and then we will get to some more art. And I'm back. Hope you guys got some hydration. Ooh. And I'm thinking, since I brought up Ruby Merchant and his face, I'm gonna see what he would look like if I leaned him more towards Carnation or Rose, and see what difference it makes, if any. And just for my own reference, this is how I drew carnations, and this is how I drew a rose. Last bag of vanilla cinnamon tea. Awesome. And I need to restock on teas at a later date. I'm also going to need to restock. I have no tea. Yeah. But it's okay. Water's good for now. So basically I'm gonna make two variations of the Ruby Merchant. One with the carnation and one with the rose, and see if there's one that I like better than the other. So over here, I think I'll start with the carnation. Which, now that I think about it, is probably a lot closer to like what the original flower is. Carnations look far more wrinkly though. Of course, there's the possibility that this flower is just his own special flower because of how he got it. which I hope to reveal that in the librarian's tale. Hey Kana, welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. Hope you're doing well. So, just as a quick recap, we've been doing some flower practice. We did a snapdragon and a couple of hydrangeas. This was the first attempt, this is the second attempt. And I think the second attempt, even though the line art is more simplistic, I think it came out a little bit better color-wise. I look forward to this all day. Aww. And can you tell which flowers that I attempted to do right here? Four o'clocks, yeah! I decided I'd give them a try, because I like the patterning on their petals. Also, I taught Stream Elements how to fish. You did so good, thank you. But yeah. Right now, since I brought up like some of my Sanctus characters, especially Ruby Merchant, I thought that it would be interesting to try and see like if he would look better with a carnation or a rose, since those were the two flowers that I'd always like get mixed up in my head. Not because like I didn't know they were two separate flowers, but just that the way that I drew them seemed far too similar to one another. And essentially, Ruby Merchant's face was how I used to draw roses. But I'm thinking at this point that Ruby Merchant's face might be like an entirely different flower. Or, you know, like a made-up flower, even. But just in case, I thought it would be fun to just try out what it would look like if he had a red carnation or a red rose the way that I drew them. And see if they look any better. just refilled this, so we should be good to go on this. Ruby Merchant looks like a fully open rose. You consider drawing the California Golden Poppy. I could do that. I could try and look that up in a bit. Although, I'm not too sure how much different that would be from the 4 o'clocks. But it's been a while since I've looked at golden poppies. I mean, there are flowers that I think I know what they look like, and then I end up drawing them and being like, ah, I don't completely know what they look like. It's interesting because the center makes it look more like a carnation, but the shapes of the petals kinda give it more rose, so it's really interesting. I'm probably not going to change the way I draw the flower for Ruby Merchant's face, but it's just a neat little comparison. gonna take a moment to look up golden poppies. Does he have secrets? Is that even a question? Of course Ruby Merchant has secrets. Knew it. But yeah, California golden poppies. They don't seem too hard. I was confused for a second because I was like, how did I end up spreading that purple around? And I'm like, oh, I probably was drawing on top of it from when I was coloring the Ruby Merchant pictures. Which, honestly, I could probably just easily color the poppies, just kind of like a little bit here. A little bit like that. Just kind of put some orange in there. Yellow. Where did I put the yellow? Right here. They look alright. Maybe I overdid it with the white gel pen, but... They're not the prettiest flower, but I think the golden poppy has some charm. Rich, warm colors. Yeah, definitely. They look good, thank you. Who would you say has the most secrets? I mean... probably... Ooh. I was about to say Tontris, but thinking about it, probably Forest Guardian has the most secrets. And I think most of them aren't even her own because she doesn't talk. So... so she can keep a lot of secrets. And that's why she's in charge of protecting the Fae City and the Enchanted Forest. Goodness, my desk is such a mess. But yeah, I think in terms of practice today, I think we did pretty good. I wasn't really in the mood for drawing many more flowers. I thought I was gonna be, but then I just wasn't really feeling it, and I think that's also because I have other side projects I'm working on, including, but not limited to, the Snapdragon Club comics. I am slowly getting through, like I said, sketching up the next few pages of The Actress's Tale, which is my current comic. And then I'm also working on the script for the next one, which I think I'm gonna call The Librarian's Tale. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I think this means this is going to have to be a shorter stream because I'm not sure there's much flower-related things that I want to keep doing. I love Tontris, yeah. I think you'd have to get in line, though. We got 2 Tontris lovers in the chat. Those who can speak to plants know all. I mean, yeah, that is pretty apt for Forest Guardian, yeah. You'll get a sleeping bag. What is not to love about her? I mean, yeah. What's really funny is that she hasn't properly been introduced in the Snapdragon Club comic series yet. We can all camp out like it's Black Friday. Oh my goodness. But yeah, what's funny is that Tonchis hasn't been introduced properly into the Snapdragon Club comic series yet. And yet, I've got 2 people in chat who are already like her biggest fans. But yeah, for the sake of the stream and the sake of the VOD, I will probably have to call it here. But yeah, I will need to figure out something to draw on Friday. I'll figure something out. But we'll see. We'll see. Until then, I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by. And for everyone who helped to bear with me while I was messing around with stuff in chat. Especially messing around with the stream elements. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the flowers that I drew today. I can only hope this bodes well for the Creator's Garden, now that we know how to draw so many different flowers. And once again, if you're new and you like the art that you saw and are interested in looking into the Snapdragon Club series, I hope you'll consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. Any of these are super helpful. And yeah, if you're feeling super generous, my Ko-fi link is right up there. And you can buy me a boba. You can become a visitor of Sanctus and get a Borb attributed to you. That's shown at the beginning of the stream. And once again, we got stickers. Also in the shop, I put in some Borb emojis that are pay what you want. So if you just want some cute hand-drawn emojis, those are there, that are free to use basically. But would be appreciated if you like mentioned where you got them from, if you end up getting them. So yeah, thank you all again for joining me today, and hopefully I'll have more stuff to do on Friday's stream. Or if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. And we'll see what comes up. This is how you know you're good at creating characters. Aww. Thank you. I'm glad you had fun. You know your vote for Friday? Ooh. The stickers are the best ones you own? Yee. I'm proud of them. Okay. Sorry, this outro's been going on super long. But thank you, everyone. See ya, Friday.